Hi, it's Dr. Jenny and Dr. Daniel from Spinal Corrective Center in Amherst, New Hampshire.
And recently we talked to you guys about what subluxation is. It's whenever any segments in your spine move out of alignment, and it just causes bad motion in your spine and potential stress on your nervous system. And then over time, those subluxations can lead to your spine moving out of shape.
So how it relates to you is you might find soreness in your spine, maybe you hurt between your shoulders, maybe you get headaches, maybe you notice that you're kind of hunching or you just don't have much energy. Maybe you don't feel anything at all. Maybe someone's just saying, hey, you look like you're hunching over.
That's more common than you think.
It really is. So we've identified the 6 categories that are most likely to cause your spine to subluxate. So we just want you to see, are any of these true for you? Because it might be a good reason to get your spine checked. So the first one is work.
Oh, yes.
So we have, the computer. We call it the turtle. You kind of do this, you look down and sustain for long periods of time.
Physical activity, so if you're, a laborer and you carry heavy loads or pick up heavy objects.
Oh, all the painters that we see, we have so many people who lay floor for a living, concrete,
drywall, hands over their heads all day long.
Yeah, all the physical labor that's so repetitive can really cause a problem. So anything that you do that kind of causes you to do the same thing over and over and over, especially where you feel strain in your body. So the second category is sleep.
Oh, so if you sleep bad in your bed, so if you're all curled up with your head down at your chest, that can be bad.
The other thing I find is that when people get in this habit where they say sleep on their side and they have a leg way up and over, or they kind of frog leg their legs if they're on their back. Definitely sleeping on your stomach.
Definitely, with your head turned to one side the whole night.
So those patterns kind of happen over and over, and then the spine starts to change and subluxate. Third one is sports and hobbies. So
talk about repetitive. That's the same thing, especially if you're one-sided. So if you're
like a golfer or
a
swimmer.
Baseball. Swinging to the same side every time.
This is a big reason a lot of kids come in because, kids' sports can be really intense. If you watched a high school basketball or even a middle school baseball game, if you've ever seen lacrosse, sports can really create a lot of trauma or repetitiveness that we see. And even just hobbies. It's kind of the other end of the spectrum, but I seriously have people that spend a lot of time knitting.
Yes.
Something like you're Ford and you're really repetitive, jewelry making. So any type of hobby or sport that's repetitive. And then the next one is media, which is, evasive. Yeah.
Down.
And even just holding the phone for a sustained period of time. We'll have people come in that work on their wrists and their elbows and their shoulders.
Yep.
And it's every age. 2-year-olds are on iPads now. So if these kids who are growing up with more media use than we did, we're starting to see problems in the spine pretty early.
Oh yeah.
Well, and then lastly, the most kind of obvious one. Actually, there's 2 more. Second to last one is chores.
Oh.
So this is where we see weekend warrior.
Yard work.
Yeah, raking. Someone doesn't really do anything all winter, and then they have a massive snowstorm, and they come in and they've been shoveling, and their body's yelling, and their hips are off, and their body's all whacked out.
Happens all the time.
Oh yeah. How often do you lay mulch? A couple times a year or two. Things that you might have to do around the house that isn't super common.
Yep.
Or then you just go on a huge cleaning spree, and your body's not used to it. Seriously, vacuuming that could even wreck out your spine if you're not paying attention to what you're doing.
Definitely.
So, and then lastly, it's just accidents, right? So someone has a bad fall on the ice. We see this with kids. They'll fall on their tailbone. You go on vacation and maybe you're skiing or doing something you're not used to, and there's accidents. And then clearly auto accidents. So any type of force your body, it's more than your body can recover from on its own naturally.
Yeah. It can lead to subluxation and then problems years later.
I read once that the average person has a car accident every decade of their life.
Wow.
Yeah, so that alone is a reason to make sure you're getting your spine checked. Because even an accident that happened when you were, say, a teenager, now you're 40, you could have had a subluxation in your spine and not felt it until there was enough damage and arthritis that now it's finally catching up with you.
Yes.
So even old injuries that were never really looked at to see how they affected your spine.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess the question is, how have you gotten subluxation, and do you know the condition of your spine? So I really invite you and encourage you to find out more. Click the button below and we'll see if we can help. Be well, everybody.